morning, everyone, both present here and online. I'm sure I won't be able to do that like Dr. because you will have the power to kick out the president. So I'm very, very watchful of time. Today, I will be giving a guest lecture on the occasion of annual general meeting, induction of new members. Now, this paper, this lecture I did not print hard copies because I think Engineer Additional is supposed to share it on the WhatsApp link, so we can actually access it from the WhatsApp link and be able to follow. So please, if you have it, please just get it from the WhatsApp link so you can follow. Guest lecture delivered on the occasion of annual general meeting and induction of new members of Nigerian Society of Engineers, Eastern Province Branch of Saudi Arabia on the 22nd February 2025 by Engineer Dr. Babatope Kayode, titled Engineering Profession as the Key Agent of Societal Development, focus on the new Nigerian agenda. Salutations. The chairperson of this occasion and president, Nigerian Society of Engineer Dr. Mutala, FNSE. Our special guest of honor, Professor Sadiq Abubakar, FNSE, the President Korek, Engineer Ashatu, FNSE, Continental Representative, WCC, and Engineer Usman Tijani, FNSE, Nigerian Society of Engineers, Vice President, Northeastern Zone. The chairman, NSE Saudi Arabia Eastern Province Branch, Engineer Dr. Rasul, NSE, the branch executives and committee members here present, guests, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to stand before you today and speak about a profession I've come to love and cherish. Our profession, the engineering profession. The outline of today's lecture will be as follows. 1. Reactors. 2. The economic sector's impact of engineering versus other professions. Other chapter will look at the influence on agricultural development sector, the influence of the infrastructure development sector, and the influence of power and energy sector. 3. An unfair societal assessment of engineers, vis-a-vis doctors and lawyers, nurses and care. 4. The place of engineering in STEM education. 5. Vision for the new Nigeria. Here we look at what should the country do, what should NSE headquarters do, what should we do as members of NSE. Lastly, summary and conclusion. Chapter 1, Preambles. The profession is an industry of practice that delivers a product or service in return for financial compensation. Professions include, for example, banking and finance, other which we have economists, accountants, bankers, stockbrokers. Professions also include law. We have solicitors, notary public, judges, lawyers. Also include medicine, where we have dentists, pediatricians, surgeons, veterinary doctors, nurses. We have the hospitality profession, which includes hoteliers, tour guides, chairs, entertainment profession. We have musicians, even magicians, dancers, comedians. We have the defense industry, police, military, navy, air force. We have arts, profession, photography, painting, we have sports. There is also the engineering profession, including civil engineering, mechanical engineering, petroleum engineering, industrial engineering, among others. The engineering profession involves research, design, and development of societal solutions. Engineers can significantly influence infrastructural development, government policies, agricultural productivity, environmental sustainability, disaster management, ethical and social responsibilities, and many other fields that contribute to country's growth. For example, in response to the recent wildfires event in the United States, there was an online news captured that read, "Engineered house inflatable water trees as solution for crews battling wildfire." An engineer in the US rose to the occasion for finding solutions to prevent future occurrence of the wildfire disaster. Also, the president of the US, Donald Trump, recently that will be taking the Panama Canal. This caught my interest. What is Panama Canal? We have heard about Panama Papers, right? But then, what again is Panama Canal? What is this Panama Canal again? I went to study and read about it. The Panama Canal is a cornerstone of maritime travel between the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean. It enables ships to avoid the lengthy and hazardous voyage around Cape Horn and the southern tip of South America. A typical maritime journey between New York and San Francisco, for example, is shortened from 20 kilometers to just 6 kilometers by cutting across the Panama Canal. It is considered one of the man-made wonders of the world. I don't want to discuss that here, but then, you can go read about it. It's really a marvel. How instead of cutting through, which is what the French wanted to do initially, the French initially attempted to excavate the continent to create this Panama Canal, to create a ship passage between Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, and the thinnest continental section of the Panama Canal. I think there's an image there we show it, at the Panama, but were met with severe volcanic eruptions and landslides. The Americans took over and used a gravity-assisted 3-stage lift of the ship from the Atlantic side to the continent, and then followed this with another 3-stage descent into the Pacific. This one wonder, which provides enormous economic value to global trade, was designed and constructed by engineers, initially under the command of Chief Engineer Francis. Coming home, a co-Atlantic city is a new Lagos district constructed on land reclaimed from the Atlantic Ocean. One of the co-Atlantic's engineering marvels is the Great Wall of Lagos, designed to protect against ocean surges and coastal waves. Our profession will go to any length to solve the housing crisis, including bringing land out from the sea and creating an infrastructural model to protect the reclaimed land from the tumultuous ocean waves. Most professionals in this forum will also have heard about the race towards renewable energy in the long term and energy transition in the short term. Natural gas is one of the key energy mixes of the transition, and some have even argued that it could become a destination fuel rather than just a transition energy if decarbonization through CCUS and methane emission prevention could be improved. Harnessing the enormous global deposit of natural gas resources requires extensive pipeline infrastructure. Constructing pipelines from Nigeria, for example, to West African countries, to Europe and beyond are gigantuan tasks, which again fall within the scope of our profession. Several massive LNG projects have been constructed worldwide, including our proudly Nigerian LNG, to achieve a cleaner, healthier atmosphere and to decelerate global warming by eliminating routine gas flaring and monetizing natural gas. The construction of infrastructures that bring solutions to societal challenges rests on the shoulders of our profession. The recently constructed Dangote refinery in Nigeria is another answer, an answer to recurring insufficient supply of petroleum products. It's another loud testament to the role of the engineering profession in society. Chapter 2. Economic sector's impact of engineering versus other professions. A nation's economy includes agriculture, health, transportation, education, infrastructure, manufacturing, among others. The engineering profession has relevance to more segments of society than any other profession. One, let's look at influence on agricultural development sector. The engineering profession holds the key to ending hunger and waste in the land by rolling out tailored and affordable machinery for mechanized agriculture, food processing, and preservation. Medicine, law, and education professions have little to do in this aspect of the economy. Perhaps the banking industry has a limited role in providing immediate financial lifeline for engineers and farmers. This does not bring them close to the influence the engineering profession has. Money is an enabler and doesn't solve any problem itself. Nigerian Society of Engineering headquarters to significantly contribute in this regard by obtaining the necessary enablement from the government and bringing together a team of engineers to drive local engineering of farming, food processing, and preservation machines. This contribution could be in the form of a steering committee that will examine the current efforts and provide research and innovation to improve efficiency. For example, I operate a mechanized farm and Gary factory in Ado-Ekiti, and my factory suffers from substandard machinery provided by fabricators and artisans. These machines, though, are better than nothing, but they lack detailed science and technology elements necessary for process optimization. My automatic cassava peeler, for example, completes in 2 hours a task done by 10 workers in 1 day. But in the process, it chips off substantial cassava fiber, resulting in a 20% loss of the final product. Imagine the dilemma. In my case, owing to the massive plantation of cassava, manual peeling is not an option. Hence, I'm dealing with a loss of income resulting from an inefficient engineering process. The alternative would be manual peeling, which would lead to a spoiled harvest, or perhaps I could in the future downsize the farmland, resulting in food scarcity and higher prices. Engineers can solve this problem of inefficiency if they, through research, design, and development, rise to the occasion. Many of the big agro-allied manufacturers in the country use imported equipment and machinery. These are very expensive and beyond the reach of mid-level and low-level farmers. For example, I recently used the services of tractors and bulldozers on my farm. The bulldozer charged 250k per day, while I still have to provide diesel at 200k per day. On one instance, it's work for me for 20 days, on another, it's work for 15 days. Tractors were charging 120k per hectare. I didn't put all of this expense just for cassava farming. I have my eyes on cash crop plantation, and when the cassava has eaten up the topsoil nutrients, an eventual sale of land when city development reaches the area. Today's cities were the farmlands we cultivated with our fathers while growing up, and in my estimation, today's farmlands are the cities of the future. Worse than this painful cost is that I was unable to get this machine everywhere in and around Ado-Ekiti. I got them in Ibadan, and I was charged 2.5 million naira to hire a low-bed truck to transport these bulldozers from Ibadan to my farm in Ado-Ekiti. Provision of this farming equipment in the vicinity of farm settlements will reduce costs, especially if it is locally designed and produced. This will enable more farmers to practice mechanization and ensure national food security. Food should be cheap. NSE headquarters to spearhead this initiative. NSE headquarters to spearhead a national initiative to consolidate the silos of knowledge in farm equipment design and development, involve and promote research in educational institutions, and let's grow our mechanized, friendly food production and preservation solutions. A homegrown mechanized farming technology will ensure it meets our needs and is affordable to most. NSE headquarters will champion a national initiative to the slogan, food should be cheap, and we engineers were meat. When entrepreneurs took over education from educationists, we saw how the standard of learning and character dropped. Where this did not drop, the cost of education became inhibitive and out of reach of most. Engineers should take control of the production of agricultural machineries from investors and fabricators, whose key goals is to make a living rather than make a living. 2. Let's look at the influence on infrastructure development sector. Our members, key to this sector of the economy include civil, electrical, mechanical engineers. Engineers build houses, bridges, roads, schools, hospitals, even courtrooms. Medical professionals cannot go about their work without the engineering construction of the befitting hospital, provided with machines, equipment, and biomedical gadgets built by us engineers. In today's high-tech medical environment, the majority of treatment gadgets are either electrical or electronics powered. These again are designed, built, installed, and maintained by us engineers. We salute our medical practitioners for helping us get back on our feet from medical challenges. However, using mostly diagnostics and treatment products manufactured by us engineers, for example, CT scans, X-rays, lasers, wheelchairs, artificial limbs, recently 3D printing, which has been used in the printing of some body parts. Transportation is a key element of commerce. Engineers build the cars used to transport goods, even the roads on which the cars travel, and also overhead bridges that help to ease traffic, or sometimes efficiently cross seas and oceans. What would the world be like without us engineers? We are the heart of society. We are engineers. Lawyers and judges operate from courtrooms and offices built by engineers. Entertainers perform in auditoriums constructed by engineers. Even defense personnel are equipped with gadgets designed and produced by engineers. We celebrate our defense industry for protecting our lives and property using the enabling engineering products that we engineers manufacture. 3. Let's look at the influence on power and energy sector. Can you imagine a hospital without electricity? How will doctors treat patients in the dark? How will the sophisticated diagnosis and treatment gadget be powered? Imagine the enormous logistics involved in working society, such as transporting goods and services. Transportation is powered by fossil fuels, petroleum, or recently by electrical and renewable energy, such as solar, wind, and gas. Engineers provide hydroelectric power, nuclear power, solar and wind-derived power, petroleum-derived power, etc., to power society's operations. They say that energy is the ability to perform work. Without these several sources of engineering power, society is incapacitated, and practically no other industry will thrive. Our industry powers all others. Even in the entertainment industry, a performer might not be able to relate to crowd without a microphone and other sound systems, which are engineering products and also depend on electrical power to function. Would you consider running in a hotel without an AC, refrigerator, and TV? Most likely not. These are all engineering products and also require electrical or solar power to function. The engineering profession is the path to economic perfection. Nothing else works without power. I think we can give ourselves a round of applause. You have heard it said several in the speech that other professionals carry out their duties enabled by the products from the engineering industry, and that is indeed true. However, what is also sadly true is that many of these engineering gadgets and products are today imported into our country. We need to arise as a body and develop a roadmap towards national engineering sufficiency. This will create homegrown solutions that will be more affordable and accessible. Chapter 3, an unfair societal assessment of engineers in relation to doctors, lawyers, courses, and care. In some quarters, it is believed that doctors and lawyers are more prestigious professions than engineers, and I've been pondering whether this is actually based on facts or some fiction. Two possible hypotheses come to my mind. One, paraphernalia recognition. Doctors wear coats and stethoscopes, an image that fascinates young minds. Even lawyers, they wear coats and wigs, identifying paraphernalia that immediately commands recognition. But how can you immediately identify an engineer before he introduces himself? By no means. Maybe we should consider developing a prestigious identifier that makes outsiders long before job. 2. The irony of excellence. Engineering plays a crucial part in every product, gadget, and system that we use in our daily lives. Bridges, cars, phones, computers, aircraft, all are designed and produced by engineers. Perhaps most people aren't familiar with the work engineering because if it is working, you don't notice it. If you walk into a room that is chilled with properly regulated temperature, you won't pay attention to the engineering sophistication that made that happen. But if something suddenly went wrong and you begin to sweat, you will begin looking around to see where is the AC position and why is it not working. We visit the doctor when in health crisis and the lawyer also when in some life crisis, which perhaps further explain the prestige accorded to those professions. But the engineer is there to help avoid crisis rather than helping to solve crisis. The doctor is praised for bringing you from sickness back to health The lawyer is praised for his brilliance when he can save his client from incarceration. But an engineer is not noticed when he helps us avoid crisis, like a production downtime in a manufacturing line. Based on facts and the scope of societal relevance, the prestige of doctors and lawyers over engineers seem to be fiction rather than facts. Chapter 4. The place of engineering in STEM education. In relation to education, there are 4 sister disciplines, namely science, technology, engineering, and maths, popularly known as STEM. Science relates to experimentation, research, and understanding of fundamental principles of nature, like biological, physical, causes. Science helps to build knowledge. However, in societal regard, knowledge applied is the key, not just knowledge acquired. Engineering is the application of knowledge acquired to create tangible products that solve societal challenges. For example, cosmic knowledge teaches us about the Earth's rotation speed. Engineering uses this knowledge to build satellites that orbit the Earth and provide GPS guidance, both for military and civilian needs. We can say engineering brings science to life. Technology relates to automation and optimization. It focuses on workflows, methodologies, or processes targeted at improved efficiency and product quality. For example, the technology in self-driving cars is the AI system. However, engineering is required first to build the vehicles that use this AI technology. So we can say engineering is the foundation upon which technology rests. Mathematics is a science. Its societal value is when its findings are used to build a product of something. So clearly, the E is the stem. The E is the roots of the stem. Chapter 5. Vision for a new Nigeria. A few of the key challenges currently inflicting our Nigerian society includes: 1. Irregular power supply resulting in domestic waste due to non-functional refrigerators. 2. Decaying or non-existent infrastructure causes enormous man hours to be wasted on commuting times, sometimes accidents, insecurities, fatalities, and high mortality rates occur. 3. Inefficient farming, production, and storage practices resulting in food shortages and skyrocketing prices, especially during dry season. 5. Incessant building collapse resulting from sharp financial or professional practice. A new Nigeria is born where the first instinct to challenge is engineering innovation rather than recourse to faith and prayers, as is currently prevalent in Nigeria today. A country in which food is available and affordable, and power is available and affordable at scale and variety. A new Nigeria will have functional and affordable schools, efficient and sustainable infrastructure, and a pollution-free environment. Following, we'll consider the multidimensional roles and responsibilities towards attaining this societal goal. We'll consider the role of government, the role of NSE-EP, and the role of NSE-EPB. 1. What should the country do? 1A. Establishment of a one-year post-college engineering school, like medicine graduates who participate in the one-year teaching practice before NYSC. Law graduates also participate in a one-year course to be allowed before NYSC. Our engineering graduates undergo some post-study, professional mentoring and immersion programs that instill ethics of practice and pride in the profession prior to their release into the marketplace. A civil engineer who has been ethically mentored would confront an entrepreneurial boss about cutting corners or the construction contracts. A petroleum engineer who has been ethically mentored and within whom pride of profession has been groomed will design projects that minimize environmental impact, even if it costs more, rather than spend less on environmentally unfriendly objects, with a plan of giving community chiefs and youth leaders feedbacks to make them look away. An ethically mentored agricultural engineer will not just fabricate machinery for farmers, but actively work with them to ensure he improves the design and performance of his machines for optimal food processing efficiency. He won't just be fixating on selling the product, but rather partnering to sell the solution. Making money is a key goal for professionals, but a sound professional mentoring will bring engineers who detest making money on the back of poor jobs, emanating from cutting technical and financial financial corners. When a non-engineering money-back boss who has a construction company and the connection to get construction contracts want to spend just 50% of the road contract sum on the project, the ethically schooled professional who has been groomed to take pride in his work will make the boss see the potential disaster that may be made in society by focusing only on business. Such a disaster could potentially even affect the boss's real estate. We should advocate as a body for a government policy of a mandatory post-graduation engineering school. The goal is to instill pride in the profession and ethics of practice in young engineering professionals. Would you argue with your doctor or would you argue with your lawyer? That is not likely. We believe these guys know what they are doing because of the professional rigor that produced them. We must also up the credibility and pride of engineers by putting more rigor into the process that churns them out. You are not a lawyer just because you graduated from the university's law faculty. You must be called to the bar through the rigor of the law school. We must also establish a school of engineering where only the engineering graduates who participate and succeed will be qualified to be called engineers. 1B, establishment of agro-processing research institute. While the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, IITA, focuses on crop science and developing better yielding and disease-resistant crop species, we urgently need to establish an institute for food processing and storage research. Subsistence farming can no longer support our current population. There are a few big investors in advanced mechanized farming in the country, but the quick check will show that they imported their machinery and technology from China. About 90% of farming and food production in Nigeria is currently done manually, while crop preservation and storage options leads to waste and financial losses on the part of the farmers. Recently, I decided to use a section of my farmland for dry season irrigation farming. The service provider gave me a cost of 3 million naira per hectare, saying it is due to the exchange rates because irrigation drip tapes are important. Such an idea will help ensure food availability during the dry season and mitigate the usual supply side inflation. I couldn't continue with investment because of cost. A well-funded Nigerian research institute will look into such matters and provide local solutions that will be more affordable and accessible to both farmers. 1C, establishment of engineering innovation incubators in universities. In those days, there used to be JETS Club, JETS, Junior Engineers, Technologists, and Scientists. It was an innovation competition where only the best competed. Such laudable initiatives should be brought down from the high house of competition. It should be made commonplace. Every student must be involved, and innovation must become a prerequisite for graduation. A skilled engineering workforce will enable a rapid societal transformation. 2. What should the NSE headquarters do? 2A. Advocacy for the preferential package for engineers. There is no reason to have a special salary scale for medical professionals without a similar superior scale for engineering professions. Even during NYSC in those days, medical students used to have higher salary than the rest of us. A high-level NSE delegation should begin negotiations with the government to correct this long-standing anomaly. The educators, professionals, and students of engineering deserve special attention, prestige, and welfare package. 2B, grassroots enlightenment at primary and secondary school on the value of engineering and LSE. I'll make a recitation to illustrate the importance of carrying this message of engineering to the grassroots of education. By promulgating your measure of exotic castigations and articulating your superficial sentimentalities. Beware of platitude penderosities. Let all extemporal propensities and unpremeditated have an intelligible, veracious veracity without bombacity. Seriously avoid body profundity, pompous proximity, verbosity, and rapidity. Oh, they are getting tired. The paragraph above, you know, I was not reading that. The paragraph above was part of a memorized recitation to the PTA of my school at primary 5. I no longer remember the other paragraphs, but I still remember this. I never knew what it meant then, but it created a lasting impression that lives with me till today. A lasting impression on a young mind can live with him his whole life. We need to teach the younger generation what can be and how engineering holds the key to a better society. For this reason, The Career Development Committee of our branch is currently developing an engineering mentoring presentation for educational visits to primary and secondary schools in our country. Our members who will be able to use this presentation at any school of their choice near their own locations during their travels home. Number 3, what should we do as members of NSE-EPB? As individual engineering trainers, professionals, and students, let us note that engineering is design and development. It is not so difficult to identify problems. Designing the solutions is where boys and men are separated. After lamenting harshly about our societal needs, let's also put pen to paper, design possible solutions, write about them, and present them at applicable forums. Who knows? Support may come for the implementation of your ideas at the time least expected. If we can't provide solution, how better are we than those we are castigating? We must develop an equal eye for problems, an engineering mind that seeks solutions, and a razor-sharp tongue that discusses our solution proposals. Summary and conclusion. In summary, in this lecture, the superiority of engineering to other fields of endeavor in relation to various sectors of the economy has been highlighted. Certain hypotheses were provided as to why the medical and legal fields are often considered more prestigious than engineering, and possible remedies were proposed. Specific policies and programs that could be implemented by the Nigerian government, the NSE headquarters, and NSE-EPB were discussed. Finally, NSE headquarters' role in mobilizing domestic engineering resources for the design and development of agricultural and food production machinery under a food must be cheap initiative could provide a pedestal for better national recognition of the NSE. In conclusion, this presentation set out to achieve one thing: make us proud of our engineering profession. I do hope this objective was met. However, it also made us see how much society needs our skills and pointed us to a few areas of immediate engagement. Madam President, members and guests, thank you so much for your attention.